What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to the F1 video. It's lovely, lovely Friday. That was nasty. I may edit that out, maybe not. Happy Valentine's Day. If you guys, have a special loved one in your guys' life. To my fellows, to our women out there watch the channel. Shouts to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all support for me. I'm not gonna get y'all anything as of now, but I do appreciate you guys watching. I provide you guys with a video. But anyway, we are here today to talk about women drivers in F1. I think we have like one who's really, really good. I forgot her name, but I know like her face, but she's really, really good. And to all the women who are in F1, in regards to like the mechanical aspects of F1, the behind the scenes, shout out to y'all, man. Big, big ups. I would like to see women in F1. Hopefully this video kind of tells us about that more. But I'll form my opinion throughout the video. Outside that, boys and girls, let's just get started with the video. Don't forget to like the video and sub as well. Appreciate you guys as always, man. Slowly getting there. So again, it's been a busy week. I haven't really seen you guys this week, but outside that, don't forget to like, don't forget to sub as always, and let's start.
The lack of diversity on the Formula One grid is pretty obvious to see. 3 of 20 drivers are Asian, 1 is Caribbean, 1 is Mexican, and the rest are of white European descent. The ethnic diversity of the grid is poor, but what is more shocking is that 0 of the 20 drivers on the grid are female. It is beyond belief that of the 20 best drivers in the world, none of them are female. That just can't be correct. So what is stopping them from getting into the sport? What are we doing to make it more accessible for them? And what does the wider F1 community think of female drivers? Improving diversity in Formula One has been an ongoing struggle for many years now. This isn't a new thing. A quick Google search of diversity in Formula One will throw up a plethora of press statements from the sport talking about what they're doing to improve diversity on the grid. Clearly though, nothing is working so far. Unfortunately, it isn't quite as simple as releasing nicely worded press statements and encouraging teams to hire female drivers.
Facts.
If you ask any driver on the grid about how they got into Formula One, the story will start with a 3rd or 4th or 5th birthday, where their mum or dad bought them their first car to drive around the garden. Then they'll tell you how they were supported throughout their career to keep going forward. That could be via sponsors, such as in the case of Sergio Perez and Escuderia Telmex, or via their hard-working parents in Lewis Hamilton's case. Or they just lucked out and had Lawrence Stroll as their dad. Either way, there will be a history of physical and fiscal support that got them to the sport. Many drivers are now in their mid-20s or 30s. They grew up in the 90s and at the turn of the millennium, a period of time when sexual equality in sport wasn't making the news and female professional sport was extremely limited and poorly advertised. Even if there was equality and opportunity for girls and boys in the 90s and noughties to begin karting in their formative year, there wasn't equity.
Nigel.
They didn't have a society around them that was saying, go for it, you can get there as well. That is something that is now changing though. There is a societal shift towards inclusivity rather than pigeonholing people based on their sex.
Now, I know there's like the W, like F1W, something like that. I'm probably butchering your name, but I do know what this is. But I thought this guy like disbanded or something like that. I know we made like a video like years ago talking about this, and to all the women, drivers out there, shout out to y'all, man. I think like what you said, like the diversity aspect isn't as great as it should be. And I think my thing with this is that if they're good enough, they should be in it. Like, regardless of what they look like, how they are. Like, if there's a woman driver out there that's good enough to compete against, like, the men, and, like, she's proved it, like, F2, F4, F3, Japan, or whatever, I think they deserve a chance, yeah. But I think the prime example people may go to is like the whole Danica Patrick stuff and like what she did when she came to like NASCAR or whatever, and like she was kind of crappy, like she kind of like stunk the bed up. I think that's kind of like a lot of people's like minds about that. But personally, for me, if you're good enough, I think you should have a chance to be in it. Like all these F1, all these like women drivers, so you tell me not one of them. That's just me, but I'm all for that. I'm all for that. If you're good enough, you should be in it. Regardless of like where you're from, if you're good enough,
race, class, or any other facet of them. That doesn't mean that women have never made it to the pinnacle of motorsport though. In 1958, Maria Teresa de Filippis was the first woman to compete in a Formula One weekend.
Hey.
She entered 5 races over 2 years and managed to qualify for the starting grid in 3 of them.
Okay.
It would be 15 years, though, before another woman, Lella Lombardi, would have the chance to race in a Grand Prix.
We need to,
in a 3-year period,
up.
she entered 15 races and qualified for 12 of them, as well as becoming the only woman to ever score points in Formula
That's
1.
hard.
Thanks
Shout out
to
to
a
her.
6th place finish at the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix.
Hey, that's hard.
Since then, though, only 3 other women have even attempted to qualify for an F1 race.
Is that a lion?
None of them made it to the start grid, though. Since Giovanna Amati failed to qualify for the starting grid 3 times in 1992, no woman has participated in a Formula 1 race. So, are we any closer now than we were in the early 90s to seeing a female driver competing in a Formula 1 race?
So we have ladies in F1.
If you consider that the normal route to Formula 1 is through Formula 4, 3, and then 2, the answer would be no. There isn't a single female driver in any of those categories either. But there is more to it than just that. There is a growing drive among current and former Formula 1 drivers to get women back onto the grid. The outspoken encouragement and activism of current drivers and the Formula 1 media can be a step in the path that will lead to women driving in Formula 1 again. Lewis Hamilton, for example, has always been a leading activist on the grid for inclusivity. You will have heard all his stories of racist abuse on racing tracks throughout his career. Of the current crop of drivers, he walked the most challenging career path, and so more than anyone else, he can empathize with the difficulties women face when trying to make it to Formula 1. Hamilton visited the W Series paddock at the Hungarian Grand Prix to speak with the drivers and key championship personnel. The all-female championship launched in 2019 and aims to give a platform for female drivers to impress and progress to top-level championship.
That's hard.
I've been following the W Series over the last few years, and I've been trying to get down there because I wanted to meet the young, inspirational women there, Hamilton explained. I've been watching their races in between sessions. Even today I watched the race, so I really wanted to go down there. It's great to see that we have the W Series, but we as a sport, we need to do way more for young girls getting into the sport. For these women, there's no progression from W Series.
Facts.
It's been 3 years now.
And he has a strong point because there's like F1 like YouTubers who know the sport very, very well. And like you see them doing it, it's like you gotta continue like to encourage to build them up. And like what Lewis said, like they don't have like anywhere to go after the W. Like they don't have like a platform to go to when they done like the W Series and all, because like where do they go after that? I think us as well, like F1 needs to like continue to like build it up, you know, grow it, like put more emphasis on it. Because we have like what Lewis said, we have drivers out there. We got women who can hoop. You know, we got some baller, you know, F1 female drivers out there. I'm all for it. Now, I mean, all you can say is that how good are they going to be in the F1 car? We don't know. Like, I don't know. But we've seen the past with like Lombardi and like the other, you know, women back in the day. Like, you know, it's possible. You know, it's possible doing it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man.
Jamie Chadwick, who's won both titles so far and looks the odds-on favourite to claim the third, despite her 7-race winning streak finally coming to an end at the Hungaroring, hasn't been able to move up to fellow F1 feeder series like FIA F3 and Formula 2.
That's crazy.
She's claimed $1 million in prize money from her brace of titles and earned 15 F1 Super License points with her 2021 title success.
Dang.
Despite her incredible success and being a Williams Junior driver, there doesn't seem to be a clear path for her to continue her career. When you win that W Series, says Hamilton, do you progress into GP2, that's F2, or get a seat in GP2 or whatever it may be? We can definitely do a lot more to support those girls. One of Hamilton's former teammates is also joining the campaign to break down the barriers of entry. Former Mercedes driver Nico Rosberg, the only person to ever beat Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery, runs the Rosberg X Racing Extreme E racing team. The Extreme E series mandates that each team have a female and male driver. The 2016 world champion has been extremely impressed with his current female driver, Michaela Arlen Kotelinski, whom he describes as, in my eyes, the best female racer in the world at the moment, after the 29-year-old unceremoniously swept away 9-time rally world champion Sebastian Loeb at the Extreme E event in Sardinia. Now, Nico is keen to see more chances for women in Formula 1. We must finally release the brakes on equality so female drivers can make it to the top class,
Facts.
Rosberg told the
build
media.
Them up. Build them up.
We have to promote women more in motorsport, just like we do in Extreme E, and we have to do it all the way up to Formula 1. For this, we need financial but also idealistic support, something that we highlighted earlier in the video. From associations, clubs, racing series, sponsors, manufacturers, and
like
fans,
I said, we have so many
female
F1
racers are supported from an early age and manage to attract the attention of finances and media.
F1.
But above all, so they believe in themselves and don't
man.
have to fight the battle alone. Parents of teenage girls need to know it's worth investing in their child because the path to the top is clear.
Facts.
That is really where the problem lies for women trying to become Formula 1 drivers. The support isn't there from the very beginning. It is great that a team like Williams wants to sign up a junior driver like Jamie Chadwick when she's in her early 20s. But what about before then? When a young girl turns up to the local track for a karting race, is she given the same encouragement and do potential teams and sponsors view her the same way?
That's facts.
And do her parents, who will have to spend millions of dollars to get her to the sport, see how she can get there? David Coulthard is one former driver who's trying to address that. His More Than Equal initiative aims to find young girls around the age of 10 and support them through their career, specifically focusing on a lack of equity in motor racing. It's not about making them ours because the vision that we have isn't about providing all of the funding, the former F1 driver said when explaining the mission of his initiative. The vision is to have them good enough that your Alpines and your Ferrari academies and all the existing academies will want to pick them up, not as a token gesture because they're good enough.
Hold on. Can I start some chat? So, Williams is Jamie Chadwick still with the Williams, like, junior racing? And why don't more F1 teams like the Williams, Alpines, Ferraris, Mercedes, like, I'm not saying it's mandatory to have a female driver in the junior academy. I'm not saying that. It'd be nice though. But you tell me, all these female drivers in the W whatever, in that one team that I know of, like, seen or read or heard, have shown interest in, like, bring them on as a junior driver for them, you know, just like under their wing, like you telling me that, like, so I feel like shouldn't F1 teams put more emphasis on that? Like, could be like, when you look at races, you look up in the garages and all, or you're behind the scenes, like, you see like the woman like working, like, you know, like the tech, the mechanics, whatever. So like, and plus, if they're in that aspect, they know something about F1. They know about like how cars how it work, you know, like the downforce, you know, the acceleration, you know, like the speed or whatever. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's crazy to me. Just saying, that's just crazy to me. But let's just keep going. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Hear me out.
This kind of support that will help women make it to Formula 1, not for the sake of tokenism, but because they can compete with the best racing drivers in the world.
But then if they aren't good enough to compete
on
in
the
F1,
grassroots of motorsport, which is where this kind of societal mentality switching needs to occur.
It's gotta be one.
On the other side of the coin, though, there are still people in Formula 1 at the moment who are disseminating negative stereotypes of women that are indicative of a deeper cultural problem.
Whoa.
Back in 2014, when Susie Wolff drove in Free Practice 1 for the Williams team, she became the first woman to drive at an F1 weekend for 22 years.
Dang.
Sergio Perez was interviewed that weekend and asked about his opinion on women racing in Formula 1. He answered, "Yes, Susie, a great driver and showing that women can also be in this difficult world." A nice supportive comment, no problem there. He was then asked if he'd want a woman as a teammate though. No. Imagine if a woman beats you, that would be bad. Would be better to have her in the kitchen.
That's crazy.
Sergio did.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Damn, Checo. That's how you feeling, bro? Probably scared, bro. You're probably scared, bro. That's crazy. Wow.
Did later apologize, and it may have been meant as a joke, but that doesn't mean it isn't sexist and telling of the effects of a lifetime spent in a male-dominated sport.
That's crazy.
Formula 1 and motorsport as a whole is moving towards a situation where anyone, regardless of their color, class, or sex, can join the sport. But this movement only started gaining traction in the last 10 years. There will be young girls around the world, still 5 or 6 or 7 years old, who love racing their karts at their local track, and it is those girls that should be getting the most support. Competing in elite sports of any kind is a lifelong endeavor, and the fruits of this labor may take 15 or 20 years to mature. When do you think?
I'm with it. Hopefully in the next 5-10 years, hopefully the next 5 years we can get one in F1. But I mean, they're out there. We know, we've seen it. Obviously the key example is Jamie Chadwick and what she's doing. But we gotta keep encouraging. We gotta keep, showing up. We gotta keep, I mean, if I gotta do something, we can live stream a W race. But like I said, if I'm correct, I think it's gone. I could be wrong though. So if it's still on, man, we'll definitely live stream a race. We'll watch it. We'll support. Do I know any drivers? Probably outside one, yeah. But we'll still support. We'll watch. And we will do that. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. As always, don't forget to like the video and sub as well. Take care. Stay amazing. Boys and girls. Peace.